There you are. Come on in. Emily Taylor is back
Hello.
with us this week. Great to have you, Em. Here's what we're working on this morning, on this Monday, October the 21st. Hamilton police, they are investigating after a person was attacked at a downtown apartment.
The Ontario legislature returns to Queen's Park today after a long summer break.
And we now know who's going to be in the World Series. One of them is the Dodgers, the other, Yankees. I tell you, to start the week, I'm a hot mess. My glasses are filthy, and I don't have a mug.
Oh, no.
This is not
What's
a good.
happening?
This is not a good start, Emily Taylor.
I know.
But it's great to have you back. You were off for a couple of weeks because you were
Yeah.
on for 2, and then you kind of got back into your own schedule, and then you're just like, now you're back with us.
And now we're back in the mornings. My other schedule too doesn't start until 11:30 a.m. So as you are leaving for the day, I'm starting my day. It's
Wow.
very opposite. Yeah.
Well, that's just a good way to throw your sleep schedule right out the
totally.
window.
That it is.
Happy you're here. Hello, Brian Wood.
Good morning.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? I know where you're going with this. I do. What a weekend.
Couldn't get better than
What a
that.
weekend. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you talk about middle to almost end of October. I mean, today's the 21st. So sunshine both days.
Yeah.
I mean, you told me, we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
You said it was warm for the runners
Well,
in
I
Toronto?
think it was, because it was the Toronto Marathon. It was kind of marathon weekend. So I
Yeah.
was working the 5K on the Saturday. Beautiful day.
Yes.
And then yesterday, like the end of October is not supposed to be too warm, but it was like in the sun, it was a little warm for them even.
It was, yes. We got Hamilton got to 22. Toronto could have been a little bit warmer, but but even warmer for the day today. Now, this is going to continue for a couple of days, and we're going to have sunshine, maybe just a little bit of cloud cover this morning, but sunshine throughout the day, sun again tomorrow, both days 24 degrees with a humidex of 25, so not too sticky, but mid-20s temperatures. Wow. And to think of what we have at the moment. Remember Friday, we were +1. This morning, we're 12 degrees, and that's about a seasonal daytime high for this time of year, so it's just going to get better with the sunshine, so enjoy that. We'll talk about the forecast coming up. Quick check on traffic. It's Monday morning. It's 2 minutes after 6. Not much going on. 403 Waterdown Road. That's our camera. Doing okay. To our MTO traffic cameras, just give you a few. Here's the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, moving nicely. We'll go back to Grays Road, Stony Creek. Nothing to see there. If we flip way ahead to Appleby line, all doing fine. No collisions, no volume just as yet, but we'll keep you posted. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Let's get into the news on this Monday. And up first, we start in Hamilton because police are investigating after they say a person was attacked with a weapon at a downtown apartment building. They were called to a city housing building on Main Street near Hess around 9:30 last night for reports that someone was attacked with an edged weapon. CHCH News freelancer tells us the weapon used was a hatchet, though police did not confirm this. Police say no arrests have been made at this point, and officers have not recovered the weapon. If you have information, please reach out to police.
Hamilton police are also investigating a crash downtown that sent an e-bike rider to hospital. Hamilton police say it happened just before 8 p.m. last night in the area of Barton Street East and Gage Avenue North. An e-bike was struck by a vehicle, and the rider was taken to hospital in life-threatening condition. Barton Street was closed between Melrose and Leinster Avenue South while the collision reconstruction unit investigated. Roads have since reopened.
Hamilton police are set to give an update on shooting investigations in the city a little bit later this morning. So it comes as the city has seen a record number of shootings this year. A little over a week ago, police investigated the city's 54th shooting on the Stony Creek Mountain. So this marks the city's highest number of reported shootings, beating 51 back in 2020.
The public can certainly assist us by calling us, giving us information as to who carries guns, who has guns. Let us investigate that proactively. Our major drugs and gangs unit will investigate that in an effort to recover firearms before they're even used.
Yeah, back in March, Hamilton Police made its shooting response team a permanent addition to address gun violence in the city.
A Hamilton scrap metal recycler, American Iron and Metal Company, has been fined $85,000 for explosions related to its shredding operation. The plant is located off Parkdale Avenue North and Nikola Tesla Boulevard. The convictions relate to 3 separate occasions between October 2020 and January of 2021. The company will also have to pay a victim surcharge of $21,251 for violations of the Environmental Protections Act.
Well, Ontario's provincial parliament, they're going to be back at Queen's Park today after a very long 19-week summer break. And there's a number of announcements on the agenda. Let's bring in Simone Gavros. He's joining us live from Stone Church Road in Hamilton with some more on the transportation updates that we can expect today. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Tim. Well, one of the items that's going to be on the agenda today is going to be requiring municipalities to ask the government for permission before they put in any more bike lanes into roads that would otherwise remove existing lanes of traffic. Now, Stone Church Road here in Hamilton on the Mountain has been chosen as one of the areas of concern and problematic, but the government hasn't said exactly why it's so concerning. Some people in the area have said, though, that they believe this decision should be left up to the city.
They should leave this up to city's decision, and I would say biking lanes should be important on the road because bikers also have the right to bike on in the given lanes.
I think the city should decide because the city knows the streets better than the provincial government would, and they know where the roads get clogged up and where they don't. Provincial, I guess they're just guessing.
Municipalities are looking at, adding a bike lane, shoehorning it into an existing road, and there just isn't enough room. If it's a separated bike lane, that's different. That is my personal opinion. They should all be separated bike lanes for safety.
Now, the bill that was announced last week is intended to reduce gridlock in the GTHA, according to Premier Doug Ford and Transportation Minister Pramit Sarkaria. Cities would need to prove that any proposed bike lanes moving forward won't have a negative impact on vehicle traffic. Sarkaria said that this is intended for future bike lanes, but Ford says the government would remove existing bike lanes if they're considered problematic, like the one here on Stone Church Road. Now, where the problem is along the road isn't exactly clear. The separated bikeway stretches from Golf Links Road all the way to the Red Hill. Now, critics and advocates have questioned this move, including the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. They say that this is a significant overreach and that bike lanes are essential for urban transportation. Now, the Transportation Minister will be speaking following likely when this bill is tabled at Queen's Park later this afternoon. For now, Emily, I'll send things over to you.
Thanks, Simone. Ontario's 24 public colleges may be facing a strike. The Ontario Public Service Employees Union says 79% of those who participated in the vote supported a strike mandate, with 76% of members casting a ballot. The union, which represents around 15,000 professors, instructors, librarians, and counselors, say workload and job precarity are among the key issues at bargaining. OPSU, the union that remains hopeful that a contract can still be reached with the College Employer Council. Lakeland Cartway opened more than 60 years ago on Hamilton's Beach Strip. Yesterday was meant to be its final day, but new developments may extend the kart racing season. Staff arrived early to set up a farewell party and prepare the carts. Owner Vincent Fermi is hopeful for a lease extension, but is also exploring new locations. We spoke to Ward 5 Councillor Matt Francis, who mentioned the master plan for this space was developed back in 2010 to transform it into what he calls a naturalized space.
The master plan actually calls for this to be naturalized green space, but the owners of the go-karts, they reached out to my office on Thursday. I immediately connected them with city staff in the real estate department, and they'll sit down together and try to negotiate.
We reached out to the owner of Lakeland Cartway again to let him know a meeting with City Real Estate Board might just save his space. He's very excited and happy about this new development and will begin working on his proposal.
We've had some good times in those go-karts. All right, let's get into Sportsline. World Series all set. And Major League Baseball must be liking the matchup because it has the two biggest markets facing off and two of the marquee franchises in baseball, as the Yankees had booked their ticket on Saturday and the Dodgers had their chance last night.
Crowd, though, ready to explode, on the verge of making it all happen. There's a bouncing ball to second. Taylor's got it. Los Angeles is alive, and they're headed to the World Series.
Yeah, LA avoiding a 7th and deciding game in the NLCS against the Mets, beating them 10-5 for their first National League pennant since 2020 and first at home since 1988. So they move on to their 22nd World Series, 13th in Los Angeles since moving there from Brooklyn. Shohei Ohtani did not win this series MVP. That went to Tommy Edman, who had 11 RBIs in the 6-game series, including 4 last night. Then it was party time for the Dodgers as they get set to host those Yankees in the Fall Classic starting on Friday.
28 years in the making. The New York Liberty are WNBA champions.
Yeah, pretty good time to be a sports fan in the New York area. Despite the Mets losing in the NLCS, the Big Apple had something to celebrate as the New York Liberty won their first ever WNBA title last night in Brooklyn as they would outlast Chatham's Bridget Carlton and her Minnesota Lynx in overtime in the 5th and deciding game, 67-62. What a season for the WNBA, and the New York Liberty land on top.
Robrick has a lean to the net. Robrick cutting, and then he lost it. Robrick still with the puck. He'll shoot. He scores!
There's something special happening in Niagara to start the OHL season as the comeback Dogs have done it again. Ryan Robrick scored the tying goal late in the 3rd, then won it in overtime as Niagara beat Kingston 4-3. They have the best record in the conference at 7-2. And they did drop a game on Friday in Kitchener, but pulled out the win at the Meridian Center yesterday. Next up for them, they host Oshawa coming up on Thursday.
2nd down and 10. Allen looking for Cooper. Touchdown!
Didn't start out the best, but the Bills turned in what they needed to. And the new guy was a big part of it is Amari Cooper, who was acquired from the Browns last week, scored his first touchdown as a member of the Bills, hooking up with Josh Allen. Buffalo scored 34 unanswered points against the lowly Tennessee Titans, who had gone out in front 10-0 in the first half, but would lose 34-10. They are now 1-5, while the Bills are 5-2 and atop the AFC East. They are back on the road next week as they're in Seattle.
Mahomes senses it. Steps away, gets around Fred Warner. Oh, what a run. Now dances for a foul. He's still in bounds. Patrick Mahomes racing to the end zone, and he's out of bounds.
And finally, Patrick Mahomes just continues to get it done. He is like any other player in the NFL. Look at this. Fooling everybody. Whoop, there you go. Running it back for 33 yards. His Chiefs are hoping to stay undefeated in San Francisco in a Super Bowl rematch. He would finish that drive calling his own number. Kansas City become the only team at 6-0 with a 28-18 win over the 49ers. First time under Mahomes that they have been 6-0.
All right, 6:13 is the time. It is the 21st of October here. It's Monday, and it is mild, and we'll talk about how mild it is coming up. Looking at traffic, first of all, 403 and Waterdown Road, there's nothing to see. It looks good all the way around Hamilton at the moment, so doing fine. To our MTO traffic cameras east of Lake in St. Catharines, Toronto bound heading away from us on that camera. Here's Grays Road, Stony Creek, all the way through Fairview on the other side of the Skyway to the Ford plant. Not a lot to see here this morning. It is busy already here at Cawthra, but it's just building volume. No reports of any problems at the moment. No problem with the temperature this morning. What? 12 degrees to start the day on the 21st of October? Wow. Mild, light south-southwest breeze. Relative humidity is comfortable. It is partly cloudy at the moment. That moon is still nice and bright. So for school today, 24 degrees. We're going to double our temperature that we have right now. A bit of a southwest breeze, but still pretty light. Lovely sun. Now we'll have a little bit of cloud cover this morning, but then the sky will clear nicely. Humidex about 25. What a day today. All thanks to the ridge of high pressure that we have to the south, and of course that southerly flow as that high moves to the east, well, then dives to the south a little bit. We're not going to have a change in the forecast until we get to Wednesday when that cold front goes through. Gives us a chance of a shower. Today, 20 and 22 for Niagara and the North Shore of Lake Erie. Otherwise, 23, 24, even 25 degrees today for Burlington. in the sun. Tonight, skies will be clear, stays mild, 12 for Niagara, 8, 9, and 10 for the rest of the Horseshoe, 11 for Halton, Peel, Toronto, actually a little cooler for Guelph and Kitchener as usual. And then tomorrow, 22 and 23 for Niagara. Again, another day of 24 degrees, humidex of 25, and lovely sunshine once again. As the day progresses, you'll enjoy that blue sky. So, can I say it? 21st of the month, there we are. I try to squeeze it in wherever I can, you know. 12 degrees is our temperature right now. It is partly cloudy, and that's a mild start for this time of year. That's almost a seasonal daytime high. We'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. Emily, Tim.
I'd like to know that daytime high. We'll get to that coming up. We're also getting to Emily Vukovic. We'll say hello, see what she's got going on in Chit Chat after the break.
It's business news as well. Importer is preparing for the launch of a new portal for duty collection.
We're back to Emily Squared this week. Hello,
Hi.
Emily V.
Hello. Hi, good morning.
What's going on?
Coming up in Chit Chat, a movie has actually beat Barbie at the domestic box office.
I'm upset about this one, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want a Barbie to
Really?
still reign supreme. Yeah.
No way.
Domestic, not international.
Not international.
Okay.
But we will discuss.
Okay.
And Bryan Cranston has reprised his role as Walter White for a very good cause. And Jennifer Lawrence is expecting baby number 2.
Sounds good. Some good topics there. We'll see you over the couch in a little bit.
I'll be there.
Business news now. We always take a look at the numbers to start that off, and we're doing that on a Monday. 6.18. Canadian dollar is up 8 basis points, trading at 72.37 cents US. Gold gained on $16, 27.46 an ounce. Crude oil up 74 cents, 69.96 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe. Markets are slightly up in London, but down in Frankfurt and Paris.
And over in Asia, markets were down in Tokyo and Hong Kong, but up in Shanghai. And in North American markets, decent gains across the board. TSX gained 132 points, the Dow added 36, and the Nasdaq closed 115 points higher on Friday.
Okay, hope you had a great weekend. Come on in, here's some other business stories for you. And there's a new online portal for collecting taxes on goods shipped into Canada that's going to be launching today. So this federal digital platform, it aims to streamline the old paper-based process that custom officials have used for decades. It's called the Canada Border Services Agency Assessment Revenue Management Project, or CARM. I like the short form better. The border agency says the portal will it's really going to simplify cross-border transit and transport by giving tens of thousands of shippers direct access to their information and then a user-friendly way to submit documents. This platform is set to collect about $40 billion in annual revenue. But importers, listen, they're not happy. Many complaints center around registration issues, with others struggling to navigate the platform itself.
The federal government says businesses can now request relief from the newly announced tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, steel, and aluminum products. Ottawa says the relief is aimed at offsetting challenges Canadian industries may face as they adjust to their supply chains. In August, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced a 100% tariff on Chinese EVs and a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. The tariff on Chinese EVs took effect October 1st, while steel and aluminum tariffs are set to start tomorrow. China has since filed a complaint at the World Trade Organization and launched an anti-dumping probe into Canadian canola imports, stating it will defend the legitimate rights of its companies.
There's a couple business stories for you. And after last week, walking out the door and your shoulders are rising up to now that you can let them down for the next couple of days. Brian's got the good news in their forecast right after this.
Coming up on 624, hey, happy Monday, 21st of October here. Let's look into traffic and see if there are any problems at all. Can't find anything, really. QEW and 7th, still doing fine. Well, you're getting busy here at the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. This is a little bit busier than it was last time we checked it, so volume is building. Nothing at Appleby Line, nothing at Sheraton through Mississauga. Here's the 403 east of Mississauga Road. No problems there either. So traffic is moving pretty nicely, just some building volume. that's all. All right, get to our temperatures. Double-digit temperatures all around the horseshoe. 12 for Hamilton, 13 Toronto, 14 for Grimsby and Mississauga. Seasonal temperatures for this time of year are 3 for an overnight low. That's where we figure we should be to start the morning, like now, and 12 degrees for the daytime high. We are going to be way above that. Actually, we're 12 degrees right now, so that's a seasonal daytime high. Look at that sunshine we're going to have for the day today. So for school, just a little bit of cloud cover early this morning, but we should be 14 by the first bell and 23 in sunshine after school. Now that isn't even the forecast high. We'll hit that earlier in the afternoon of about 24 degrees, humidex of 25 in the sun. Down to 10 tonight. Tomorrow again, same thing. Sun, 24, feeling like 25. Then the change comes in on Wednesday. That's a cold front that's going to go through. That'll trigger off a little shower activity. And look at the temperature dip from 21 on Wednesday to 12 on Thursday. So we come down to seasonal. Thursday, Friday 11, Saturday 12, and chance of showers by the time we get to Sunday. It's your forecast. Emily, Tim.
All right, thanks, Brian. You have not seen Deadpool Wolverine.
I have
not seen it either. But if you have, you might remember Dogpool. It's the dog from the movie. Well, Peggy the Poogie, how do you say it?
Puggies?
Puggies, yeah.
Puggies?
Puggies?
Yeah, we're going with that.
Has been nominated for the Canine Oscars.
Never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. Lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek.
Oh
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
There's no way that's a pug.
No.
Well, apparently, she's a 5-year-old pug, apparently.
Really?
She has been recognized for her film debut alongside Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. The prize is an embossed collar. The Fido Awards will take place in London next February, celebrating standout dog performances on screen. That's a Chihuahua. There's no way.
Yeah, but let's look. It's when it's running there. I was like, "What's that thing that's bouncing around?" I didn't realize that it's its tongue that just doesn't really retract back in.
Usually, you see this in like older dogs when they lose their teeth, and then their tongue won't stay in their mouth,
so it kind
of flops out. But
does that happen to us too?
Something to look forward to.
All right, there you go, Dogpool. We got some more Deadpool news that you're kind of disappointed about coming up in Chit Chat with Emily. We're starting a new week, though. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, weather's looking pretty good. Let's sway to this one.
Is dancing with me.
We got it.